All right, greetings, OCVarsity land. Dan Albano here with the Orange County Register. It's Monday. It's time to talk, of course, Orange County football. What else is going on? This is the time of year. We're going toward week 3. Some big games looming this coming weekend on Friday, Saturday. But first, we got to get to some of the things that are going on today, which is the OCVarsity Top 25 is all reshuffled. The deck is reshuffled. Well, I'm going to share with you some of the new rankings. We got our boys football players of the week on offense and defensive side, and then I'm going to share a couple notes real quick here on some of the things working on today that I hope you find interesting. So first off, I got an update for you guys on that outstanding Mission Viejo running back Jamari Farrell. As you guys know, over the weekend on Friday, unfortunately, he had a serious leg injury. Turns out Jamari broke his leg, and he's out for this season. Fine, promising junior running back. But one of the good stories that came out of it, and it's it shows some of the care that luckily it's a tough game, but there's some great medical care for these guys. The medical physician for Mission Viejo, I talked to him and I talked to Jamari over the weekend, and it turns out they reset Jamari's broken leg. He broke 2 bones in his leg. They reset his bones on the field, and the doctor did such a good job on the field of put him in a temporary cast. He doesn't need surgery, believe it or not. It was a painful and gruesome injury for Jamari, but he got great, outstanding medical attention. Doesn't need surgery, but he is gone for the year. But looking for my OC notes, and you'll hear a little bit more about the doctor, his long relationship with the Diablos, and Jamari's very positive attitude. Another development I thought was pretty interesting over the weekend is maybe if you followed that big Trabuco Hills Fountain Valley game, which maybe was under the radar. Both teams were kind of borderline top 25 teams. Trabuco Hills won it. Well, you probably read that story that Fountain Valley was, the coaches were upset. They had to be restrained after the game. What was going on with that? There was some discussion about the game video, that the teams didn't really agree. The coaches didn't really agree on game video. So if you read my notes, you'll get a little bit more of the Trabuco Hills side. And I also talked to CIF about this practice in the non-league season. This is where we're at. Non-league season is not governed by CIF rules. It's generally these kind of video game, the video trading. This is the trade wars here, what we're talking about. This trades, they're kind of governed by the teams and the schools' non-league contracts for these games. So, that's a kind of interesting thing I found out. So I hope you read a little bit about Trabuco Hills and how they felt. Fountain Valley's opinion got out there. They were pretty upset with Trabuco Hills. So maybe the bottom line is I don't think either teams are too, they're not bad guys. They're trying to figure it out. But maybe some of the fans might not know these intricacies. So let's talk about our athletes of the week. The offensive player of the week is the fine senior quarterback, uncommitted, Ben Jefferson, the dual threat, maybe the best dual threat quarterback in the county. He's the offensive player of the week from Pacifica, surging Mariners. And the defensive player of the week is Nolan Reeve for the defensive end from Capo Valley. Big victory for the Cougars over San Juan Hills, their South County rival. So to read a little bit more about Ben Jefferson, Nolan Reeve, check out our athletes of the week, offensive, defensive. So let's talk a little bit. Let's end this thing here with some talk about the OCVarsity Top 25. Well, not surprising, Mater Dei still number 1. They play on Saturday this week against Bergen Catholic of New Jersey down in Mission Viejo. So that's an interesting game on Saturday. Got to remember about that. Diablos number 2, taking on Long Beach Poly. Big game this week in Division 1. 3's Olu holding tight. And this is where a lot of the debate starts to rage between how do you separate Orange Lutheran, J. Sarah, Santa Margarita, and Servite. Well, that's the order of the next group here. And it's starting with Orange Lutheran 3, J. Sarah's 4, Santa Margarita. Some in the Eagles' Nest think that they're not getting enough respect. They certainly have been putting convincing victories over some people. And then comes in Servite, which has maybe the biggest game of the week. We'll see. Against Villa Park on Friday. That game's going to be at Cerritos College. And then you got some regulars, San Clemente, Edison at 7-8, 9-10, La Habra. So they lost pretty decisively to Mission Viejo. They stick in there at number 9. That game was 14-13 in favor of the Diablos going toward the later stages of the third quarter. So La Habra played okay in that game. And then number 10 is Los Alamitos. Some of the Griffin nations don't think that the Griffins are getting enough credit, and they have the looming game in the future coming up with J. Sarah. And then 11 and 12, Corona Del Mar and Capo Valley. So Capo Valley on the rise at high as 12. Maybe they were knocking on that that door to get in the OC top 10. So, and then the Spartans, we can't forget them, 13, and they have that big game with Servite this week. So, what is going to be the OC Varsity game of the week? Is it going to be Private Public, Villa Park, and Servite? Is it going to be Mission Viejo against Long Beach Poly, Division I? We all know in Orange County that's a big rivalry. So come back on Tuesday. Check out where the OC Varsity crew of Steve Fryer, myself, and Jonathan Camus, where do we go? Who do we talk to? You're only going to find it here on OC Varsity.